So let's jump now into our first topic of the week, which is going to be E3. This one was kind of pretty much one of the big ones for us. Lots of video games that we knew about were shown off, including Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, the X-Men, the Marvel Alliance 3 on the Nintendo Switch. And then there were some new games that we kind of knew about, but haven't really seen anything for, including the Avengers game, which is going to be coming next year. And finally, there was also a Star Wars Lego game announced. I don't think there was anything else, Matt, was there, that was announced from this event?
That's about it. The only other thing, well, it's not technically Disney, but there was a Dark Crystal game announced, and that's technically Jim Henson.
Yeah, that was the Netflix one. That was kind of it. Obviously, just before E3, Sony had revealed that it was a new Predator game coming next year. There was also a new Iron Man VR one. They've kind of been doing it. We also knew there was a Disney Zoom Zoom game coming to the Nintendo Switch.
That did not show up at E3, surprisingly.
Yeah, odd, that one. I'm not surprised because it's just kind of like a port of a mobile game,
and no release date or anything.
No, they didn't really do a huge amount. So let's jump into the ones we did that we did know about. So first off, on the Saturday, we kicked things off with Jedi Fallen Order, which we did talk about in a little bit of detail last week. So we'll just quickly go through that on there. There was another trailer shown off during the Xbox conference, and obviously during the week, a lot of people got to play it. That one seems to have been picking up a lot of steam. Again, I'm all in on it. I'm loving the idea of what they're doing. Did you see anything else on that one that we didn't talk about last week?
Just the fact that the character from Rogue One is in it.
Yeah.
The character played by Forrest Whitaker.
And
during the Microsoft conference, it was mostly all the footage that we saw at the EA panel.
Yeah, it was good. I'm looking forward to that one. That one's definitely going to be kind of one of my winter highlights. I think that I'm definitely looking forward to. There was some new trailer and footage shown off for the new Marvel Alliance 3, which is coming out in July on Nintendo Switch. They also announced there's going to be 3 further expansion packs. Was it Fantastic Four, X-Men, and what was the other one? The
Marvel Knights, which is basically their mature label for the more adult comics. So expect like Punisher, Moon Knight, those kind of characters that are more mature than the standard Marvel characters. So expect like I would predict it's going to be Punisher, Moon Knight, Jessica Jones, because Luke Cage is already in it, and Iron Fist is already in it, because I'm thinking they're going to be called the Defenders line, because there's already some Defender characters in there.
Yeah, Daredevil, I don't know if he was announced, but yeah, I kind of expect all those kind of ones. So that's definitely cool, the fact that we're going to get 3 different expansions. Lots of new footage. I think it was on during the Treehouse show. That was great.
Yeah, and they revealed some more characters like Ghost Rider and the Elsa something. She's a monster hunter in the Marvel Universe. Yeah. And we saw Elektra, and that's about it. The others were announced via some interviews at Game Informer.
Yeah,
like Miles.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a big game. Looking forward to this one. Haven't picked up my Switch for a while. Nothing really been kind of jumping out at me recently with the Switch. So it'd be kind of cool to jump into that one. And also, we haven't really had a decent Marvel game since Spider-Man, so it's been kind of good 6 to 8 months. So I'll be looking to jump into that one. Also, we got to see a brand new trailer or teaser trailer for Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, which includes episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 and 9. So we're going to have lots
and some elements of Clone Wars, apparently.
Yeah, so I think this is great. I think this is exactly what we needed, especially since we didn't get the last Jedi video game. And it's also, it will be better than doing the Skywalker Rises. Or I can't even. I keep is it Skywalker Rises? I keep forgetting that name.
It's I think it's Skywalker.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure myself. I haven't seen that trailer in a while.
It's pretty good, isn't it? Like we're 6 months out, and we're both like questioning what the name of the new Star Wars. I'm sure it's Rise of Skywalker.
It's I'm trying to find it. It's like I keep seeing fan art of the Emperor and
Yeah, it's definitely so that one should I'm
is The
liking.
Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, so I was right then. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting to see that they're doing this. I think it's a better idea. I think coming out next year, rather than doing what they did with some of the other games that we've seen, for cough cough, Disney Infinity, where bring out a game with nothing from the movie and it's just cheap tie-in. Leave it 6 months, do it properly.
Yeah.
And the fact that they didn't do one again for Rogue One, they didn't do one for Solo, they didn't do one for Last Jedi. It's about time.
I think it's
been
just because Lego has just too much going on. Like, they've been doing 2 games a year. I'm really happy that they're like slowing down. This year we only got Lego Movie 2, and from the sounds of it, this game is being done on a new engine.
Good,
because those backgrounds are realistic. There's voice acting, and I heard there's going to be an option, so it's only grunts for the people that actually love the grunts in Lego games.
Yeah, I think it's easier and quicker and cheaper for them not to put in voices, kind of how it was originally. I do think
they are doing full voice acting. They confirmed it in an interview, and the fact the voice of the droids actually leaked that there was voice acting a couple of months ago.
There was kind of been rumors around. It wasn't really a huge surprise because we haven't had one for years. We had a Marvel one recently, and then we've had a DC one. It makes sense. I'll play it. I'll be looking forward to jumping into it. Probably by the time it comes out, it would have been a few years since Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, so it would kind of be a nice fresh change. I think that whole Dimensions mess kind of slowed everything down. And
and I'm happy they're using the Lucasfilm actors instead of just getting cheap voices like we did for Lego Marvel 2.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. So that was definitely a surprise of the Xbox conference.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there wasn't really too much more in terms of mainstream games. Nothing to do. No, the only thing really for Disney was that we had some DLC confirmed for Kingdom Hearts 3. I think it's paid. It's going to have some new boss battles and new.
It's basically you can play as other characters other than Sora in boss fights at the end of the game. There's going to be new Keyblade, which is free. That's the only free part of DLC. There's going to be 2 new story modes. There's going to be a secret story mode, and there's going to be another story mode that will focus more on the villains. That's what we've seen in the trailer, and that trailer was from the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra, so that premiered a couple of days before the Square Enix stream, so it was rather disappointing seeing it again.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things to me of I enjoy Kingdom Hearts 3. I've got no interest really of going back and playing it again with different characters. That's not really. I think if it was for a new story with a few hours of DLC, that would kind of pull me back in.
I'm thinking it's gonna be a couple of hours, like 5-7 hours each, because 0.2 was that length.
I really enjoyed 0.2. I thought that was a great experience, and I'd be quite happy to do bits and pieces like that. They also showed off some of the new Final Fantasy VII remake, which is going to be coming out next year. I think episode 1, of which Cloud and a number of characters from that game appeared in the Kingdom Hearts games. So
yes, they got new voice actors for the remake. Unfortunately, the original voice of Cloud did get a start in Kingdom Hearts, and he broke the news that he got replaced for a remake with a younger actor. Unfortunately,
it's just one of those situations of things just keep changing. So definitely kind of cool from that point of view. There was a few other little snippets that came out over the E3 event. I think One Arcade Up, they're releasing some new Marvel and also Star Wars arcade cabinets. They're about $350, $400.
Yeah, and Limited Run announced a new deal with Disney Interactive, and they're going to be bringing a couple of classic Star Wars games on PC and a very limited run of a PS2 game called Bounty Hunter on PS4 physical case.
Yeah, I mean, I have got Bounty Hunter on PS4 already when they released it a few years ago for Star Wars Battlefront. I think they're releasing some Game Boy games and some NES. They're really kind of going back.
It's everything, like NES, Super Nintendo, those retro Star Wars games.
I'm kind of tempted, but maybe not. Depends on the price. I think I'm kind of getting past the point of worrying about physical anymore. I've kind of embraced the digital
It's
side.
only Bounty Hunter getting physical. The others are just digital on PC.
That, I mean, to me, I think they're going to be doing one a month. They're also going to be doing the Secret of the Monkey Island games. They're going to be re-released. Only recently,
it's a lot of obscure LucasArts stuff that Disney has the rights to, so they're looking for a way to bring that back in and make some extra money out of all those extra games that are not Star Wars.
yeah. And to be honest, at this precise minute, it does feel like very much along the lines of Disney are just looking at the back catalogue of games and going, "You want to put it on a machine? Pay us. You can do it." It doesn't seem to be any worry about the fact of them just going, "Yeah, if you want to pay us, you can have it." And it's a shame they're not starting to put these on the consoles. I'm hoping we'd see a little bit more of that. But the way they put the games in with Game Pass, Xbox games with Gold, GOG, etc., they seem to be pretty much selling them everywhere.
Yeah, because Disney previously did remakes of Grim Fandango and Day of the Tentacle.
Yeah, which those were, I think they were done by Double Fine. Which
it was done by Double Fine, but it was released for Disney.
Yeah, because they got brought out by Microsoft, and that was announced on the Xbox. So I must admit, when that one came up, I was like, "Oh, does that mean we're going to get some of those games on Xbox Game Pass eventually?"
Maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Personally, as well, I mean, old games are old. I rarely go back to play anything old. There's always something new to play. There's always something I've missed that I'd rather spend my time playing something I haven't played. It's not like, you know, and this, to be honest, I'm kind of the same with movies and TV shows. I'd much rather watch something new than watch a rerun or watch something. That's just generally how I feel. I'd much rather spend that time doing something new. So, lots of bits and pieces coming out. There's loads of information from E3. It was kind of quite good. For Disney, I wouldn't say I sort of came out of the event going, okay, that was bad. But obviously the big one really was...
For me, it's bad because I'm still waiting for a platformer Disney game.
Yeah.
Not yet, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, the big one really was Avengers. That was announced coming in May. Xbox.
That was okay.
I think it's coming to Stadia. It's also PlayStation 4,
Xbox, PS4, which is getting benefits, Stadia, and PC.
Yeah. I will probably go PlayStation because it's getting the benefits.
Yeah, PlayStation 2. I don't really play on PC, so.
No, I mean, I thought the trailer looked good. They showed off. They didn't really show off any gameplay.
There was a bit of technical hiccups at the start where the voice clips were not played as loud as the music, so it was hard to understand some of the dialogue.
I will be perfectly honest. I was watching in a log cabin in the middle of the moors on awful Wi-Fi, where I was watching it in 360p. So I had to go back and watch the trailers again after they've all been uploaded when I got home. So the live stream was so bad I wouldn't have been able to tell you. It could have looked dreadful. I had to wait till I came home to watch it.
Yeah, and the only thing I'm disappointed with is that they didn't show much gameplay.
No.
They showed mostly cutscenes, but there was bits of gameplay, but it was edited in such a way that people probably thought that was just CG as well. But they have a demo at E3, so we might get some actual gameplay footage.
And it's still nearly a year away. I mean, next May, a long time. That's if it doesn't get pushed back. I thought the way that they've kind of done the characters, they kind of look like MCU, but they're not. Obviously, like Black Widow and Captain America are probably the least looking right.
Tony Stark has that mullet hair.
Well, that seemed to be more of like when they flash forward to 5 years in the future.
Yeah,
or a few years in the future.
I've seen a lot of complaints about that, but I think the one that was the most unchanged was the Hulk. He actually looked like the model from the movies.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I am completely happy with the idea that it's separate from the MCU. Allow them to stretch their wings, do something different. The trouble is, it's that kind of thing of they needed to almost go, we're either MCU or we're not, and this kind of
they needed to make it more like the comics because everybody's just like, oh, this is just the MCU, and everybody's doing that joke where it's a clip from the Spaceballs, and it's like, you didn't get the Avengers, you got their stunt doubles.
It's that kind of thing. I can see what they do. I mean, it doesn't quite look right. They've got time to fix it. I will play it. I will obviously be on it. There is going to be a single player campaign. There is also going to be a online multiplayer co-op like option with more characters coming. It's kind of like
and
a
more
single player
location.
character, and it's also going to be a live service game. So we'll have to see what it's like. I'm in. You just have to put the Marvel logo on it, and I was in. But I watched that trailer when I got home again in high def, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want from a Marvel movie. Yes, I know things like, when we look at, like, for example, God of War versus as a 4 game, that was perfect. We had the Spider-Man game, that was fantastic, and we've had the Batman games, and they've been all really good. So I'm willing to give them a chance. If it's average, it's average. I'll play for it, and that'll be the end of it. And
and I'd like to make a prediction.
Yeah,
the PS4 benefits are Spider-Man related.
Oh, it would not at all surprise me if Spidey is in there, whether or not it's connected to their game or if it's.
I think it's just going to be a few cosmetic items.
Yeah.
I don't think they're actually going to put the character in, because I know Disney and Marvel tend to be like, okay, you can only use a certain amount of characters. You can only use characters within the Avengers name. So who knows what's going to happen.
I think a playable Spider-Man would be very, very doable. And also, if they do a different voice actor, it's just separate.
Yeah, and the voice actors they got are mostly from the cartoons.
Yeah.
Like Troy Baker is usually Hawkeye and Loki in the Marvel cartoons, but now he's Bruce Banner, and the voices of Thor and Black Widow are the same ones we had for like the last 7 years.
I think it looks good. I was impressed with what I saw. It's nearly a year away. I'll be honest. I think we're at a point now where, and this whole this kind of pretty much sums up E3 to me, was we are end of life cycle. The Xbox and the PlayStation 4 are coming to the end of their current run, and therefore everything is
going to be the new ones.
Yeah, it's all going to be very safe. It's all going to be very simple, and therefore what they are doing is holding out the good stuff for the next generation, because if Scarlet and PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 are five times, or was it 4 times more powerful than the current Xbox One X,
and it's going to be super expensive from the sounds of it.
Yeah, I know. I'll be starting to save up for them once we get into past Christmas.
I usually never get consoles on launch. I usually wait until my console breaks before I get a new one. That's why I still didn't get a Switch. My Wii U is still working and collecting dust.
I am a bit of a sucker for day one launch of.
And let's be honest, who the heck is gonna get it on Stadia? I mean, who will get Avengers on Stadia? Because that thing for most people will run at 720p, and you don't even own the game. It's just a digital file that Google lets you borrow. And when that thing goes down in 2 years, you're going to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. My view of Google and Stadia, I think it sounds great in theory. Having just been spent 4 nights away of how in different hotels with different Wi-Fis, I question it. The fact that even the Google software I am using right now to record this podcast has flashed up today with a warning message saying that I'm going away later this year and they're replacing it with something else. Which is the second time that this has happened to me using Google software. Google Plus. I have got very little faith in Google when it comes to.
I don't think it's going to last more than 2 years, because it's just a gimmick. Everybody's doing these streaming and subscription services, and Google just wants a quick piece of cake before it rots in 2 years.
I still think the Xbox version could be interesting. I'm interested to see what happens.
And now Ubisoft has one. Same price, $15. Except it's mostly all Tom Clancy titles. That was a really bad press conference.
Yeah, I see. I do actually quite like the Ubisoft games. I'm a bit of I do quite like those games. So I mean, I just wanted. But I wouldn't do a season. I wouldn't do a subscription service, because while I'm going to pick up Watch Dogs Legions, once I finish the game, I never go back and try something else. And Ghost Recon, and I will play them and I enjoy them, but Whereas Xbox Game Pass, I
The
know I'm running
only
those games.
reason I'm getting Legion is because you can play as an old granny that hacks police stations
Yeah.
and swears to everybody. It's like, okay, I'm gonna be a swearing British grandma
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
all kinds of crazy stuff.
I must admit, that one did bite me. But let us know what you guys were excited for about E3. Let us know in the comments below.